What's up, my people? Welcome to the Kenyan American home. And if this is the first time you're joining us, karibu sana. Karibu, welcome, maze, and thank you for my members. Thank you for all my subscribers, my returning subscribers. I am so thankful. Thank you for always coming and supporting me. So today, we're outdoors today, and so this is my home. This is my home. This is my city. My city, I live in Colorado, and I'm outside here. So before we dive into the topic, let me show you. So we're surrounded by mountains. I tell you, I live in Colorado, and we're in the mountains. So here, let me see if I can zoom in. So see, that is a Pikes Peak here. That one over here. Let me see. That is a Pikes Peak. That's the tallest peak in the U.S. Pikes Peak. All right. Okay. Let's dive into the topic for today. So I'm here because a lot of people who are selected for the DV 2025 lottery are complaining, and especially in Kenya. So I've looked at other countries like Rwanda. Most of the other countries are like current. But then you come to Kenya, and they are not sending out 2NLs. For the last 2 months, people are waiting. They haven't sent out any 2NLs. The last visa that was issued was 15,000. And we're in April. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be what? 30,000? May is 35,000. The 30,000 and below are supposed to be the current visa cases being interviewed. But for the last 2 months, no 2NLs has been sent out. We don't know what's happening in the Nairobi embassy, US Nairobi embassy. So, which prompted me to make this video to talk about the DV lottery. Because a lot of times we talk about the DV lottery. And the good things about the DV lottery, it's a good visa. You get your, once you're selected and you get your visa, you come to the US as a permanent resident. That is very nice, very good, very demure, yeah? Until you have to actually be the person, be the individual that has to go through the process. Then you realize that it's not as easy as they put it. So today we're going to talk about just cautioning you. I know May 3rd, DV 2026 results come out. And so there's this glamorous thing that is put around the DV lottery. But people don't talk about what's the other side of being selected, from the time you're selected to the time you land in the US. What does that entail? What should I prepare myself for? Which is what we're coming to talk about today. So for those of you who do not know, the DV lottery happens every year between the beginning of October to the beginning of November. So it's open and people send in, people register. Okay, they make their, they register, they play their lottery. And then when it's closed in the beginning of November, they have to wait. So October, let's focus on DV 2026 because this is the one that most people this is fresh in your minds. So DV 2026 was played between October and November. So beginning of October to the beginning of November. People made their entries, and now they're waiting for May 3rd. So from October last year to May 3rd of this year, the results will come out May 3rd. So then people will check. So using your confirmation number, you go in there and, your date of birth, and you go in there and check. And you find out you're selected. That is good news. I got selected. And then starts the process of, okay, so I got selected. What do I got to do to get myself to the US? Okay, so then you fill out your DS-260, whether in May or June or however or whenever you decide to do that. It's recommended to do it early, okay? So you fill out your DS-260 and then you wait, okay? So then nothing happens. You fill out your DS-260, you were selected in May until October 1st. October 1st is the beginning of the fiscal year for the government. That is when the interviews begin. So you applied in October. The first interviews will be held in October the next year. So that's 1 year down the line, okay? So, and it also depends. So when you got selected, what case number were you? Because there's a lower case number and there's a higher case number. the way I do, to put this in an example, what is a lowercase number and a higher case number? I'll put this in an example for you. Okay. So let's say I have 15 gifts to give to people. All right. 15 gifts and I have 20 people. So that means I don't have enough gifts for everybody. All right. So with 15 gifts and 20 people, I tell them, okay, write your name down and put your name in this basket. So you put your name in your baskets, 20 people. All right. Wait, let me back up. Let me do this in a better way that you'll understand. Okay, let's say there's 100 people, not 20 people. There's 100 people and 15 gifts. All right. 100 people, 15 gifts. There's too many people for the gifts. So I tell the 100 people, write your name and put it in a basket. And we'll make a random draw. So we'll mix up the names and we'll draw out 20 names. Okay? So 100 people, we narrow down to 20 people. So 20 names are randomly selected. So all of a sudden now I have 20 names and I have 15 gifts. So I tell the 20 people, okay, the way they were randomly selected, I assign them numbers. So I pick up a name without even looking at it. I assign number 1, pick up a name, assign number 2. And so what I do is I tell everybody to line up by the numbers they were given. So you have 20 people lining up. I have 15 gifts. So what is a lowercase number? A lowercase number, in this case, you would say from 1 to like 10. You have a very high probability you're going to get a gift as long as you meet the requirements. Let's say I had some requirements for you to get this gift. This is what I need to see from you. As long as you have what it takes, you're number 1 to number 15. It's a lowercase number. I mean, you are guaranteed that no matter what, you're going to get a gift. The only way you're not going to get a gift if you do not meet the requirements. But case number 16 to 20, these people are not guaranteed. So that's a higher case number. Why? Because there is a possibility if all the 15 people ahead in the line, if all of them qualify for the gift and they all get the gift, then 16 to 20 don't get any gift. So that's the definition of a higher case number. Higher case number is there is a possibility that you might not get a 2NL to go and interview. And that happens a lot. It does. Because the US government every year selects a lot more people. So in this example, the way I selected 20 people, the US government selects more people than there are visas. So there's people who, at the end of the day, the interviews, the DV will end and they will not get visas because there were more than the number of visas that were there. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, so you played last year in October. Then you have to wait for a whole year for the interviews to begin. And the way the interviews begin, they begin with the lower case numbers. So from case number 1 all the way to the highest case number. So they go line by line by line. As long as you've completed everything, your DS260 and everything is in order, they'll send you a 2NL. Okay? So people with the lower case numbers, especially the lower ones, some of them make it to the US even before December. So you played in October, you get to the US, by December the next year. So that's like 1 year and 1 year, 3 months. So not too bad. But then a majority of the people who have, especially the higher you go, they wouldn't even get 2NLs until the next year now. So, but then there's the people with the higher case numbers who have to keep waiting. So you can imagine, we played in October, 1 year later the interviews start in October, and then it goes into the next year. So that's 1 year and something. And some people have to wait until September. So you played in October 2024, and you have to wait until September 2026 for you to get a 2NL. No, like for you to go to your interview. That's like 2 years of waiting. So why am I giving you all this information? The reason I am is to caution you that you need to be prepared mentally for the DV lottery. It's a very nice visa, very good, very demure, but you need patience, especially depending on the case number that you get. Because the higher your case, the longer you'll wait. And in this case, like let's look at this example, DV 2025. We are in April. It's almost the end of April. So we are in April, the middle of April. And up until right now, the only cases that have gotten their 2NLs are cases 14,000. And I think they jumped from 11 to 14,000. Our cases 14,000 and below. So if you're like 15,000, 16,000, 17,000, all the way, they haven't received their 2NL. This is what 1 year and a half of waiting since they got selected. They haven't gotten a 2NLs. Most of them are panicking. Same thing happened in DV 2023. They were only able to reach case number 30-something thousand. That means if you were 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, you never got a 2NL. You never got an interview. You never got to go to the embassy and plead your case. Why they should give you an immigrant visa. So, just questioning you, when you're going into this, be mentally prepared. Be mentally prepared that it's not just a very easy process. It's a process that involves a lot of patience. You have to be patient. Sometimes it's prayers. Because like DV 2025 people, the only thing I can tell you right now is pray, especially in Nairobi. Pray for just the embassy to come out and start giving 2NLs and just catch up. Because they are way behind. So a lot of patience, a lot of mental. You have to make sure you are watching and focusing on your mental health. Because this thing can drive you it can drive you crazy. The waiting can be too long. Some people give up in the waiting because it's like, wait, so when will I get my 2NL? When am I going to go for my interview? You don't know. And they don't tell you anything. Like right now, the U.S. Embassy is not communicating anything. U.S. Embassy in Nairobi is not communicating anything. DV 2025 people are here stranded. They are stressed, man. It's like, what's going to happen? Are they not issuing visas anymore? You start to have, and then you have all these people content creators who come and spiral and just spread false information. And people are like, oh my goodness, they have stopped giving DV visas. This thing is over. You will not get, so it's not easy. So be mentally prepared. When you apply for the DV and you get selected, it is not as easy as sometimes we put it out to be. And also prepare yourself. I like the truth. I know the truth hurts. But prepare yourself to there's a chance you might be refused your visa. There's a chance you might never get a 2NL. There's a chance the DV will be closed and you're not in the US. That could happen. Prepare yourself mentally, because if that happens, don't go telling people you've already gone to the US because you were selected. Patience, keep this to yourself. Just wait. And just be prepared. Be prepared. Okay? Hopefully, man, I'm going to help some people with this. And you'll go into this process knowing about this. But otherwise, man, thank you so much. I'm praying for the best for DV 2025. I'm praying for the doors to open and 2NLs to come. Other than that, man, I love you, my people, and thank you for my members, man. Thank you for always supporting me. I appreciate you. I love you, and man, I can't wait to interview you when you're on this side of the world. Watu wangu, my people, that's all I had for today, man. And until next time, man, peace. Peace.